Ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing? It is Sunday, right here in Tampa, Florida, and many other parts of the world. So,
Everybody doing?
let's get started.
Sunday.
Let's go over how's been this amazing week that just passed by, trying to digest everything that recently happened in Vegas and Milwaukee. And you're gonna have me for many Sunday Live going back to Vegas because it was exciting times in Vegas. It was an eye-opening of how much potential this little brand it has. So, like I always say, welcome to Tabanero Cigars, where we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead. Because many times we are among clients, friends, in a different way, in a different version, they describe exactly that's what they do when they smoking a cigar. Basically, they repelling the people that they not should be around them because they don't like the cigar smoke. So it works as a repellent for the negative people. And also, they learn to spend time with themselves as smoking a good cigar. I always mention that cigars, they act differently in different weather, temperature, and also the people around you. You get to enjoy a cigar in the company of yourself a lot better than when you're around people. No doubt it is a ritual. No doubt it brings people together, really passionate people together to smoke cigars. That's the beauty of the tobacco leaf. And it's a way to open doors, to make new friends, and you'll be surprised how much you have in common with the people around you who's smoking the cigars. So let's go over a little bit about last week. Last week it was pretty short because I came from Milwaukee and I was kind of getting in the mode back in Tampa. The old me got plugged in again in my brain because I said, okay, we achieved Vegas, we achieved Milwaukee, so now what is next? And as soon as my brain recognized what is next, which is Nicaragua, getting that box shop to run in Nicaragua, I felt a little bit of weight on my shoulders, like, ooh, we're not just in Tampa to enjoy the weather, enjoy my team, and enjoy the shop. We're in Tampa to start planning the future of Nicaragua. And I guess because I spent so much time with family, with my wife in Vegas, when I think of Nicaragua, I'm having a hard time accepting that I'm going to Nicaragua to be by myself in Nicaragua without my family for an entire month. The most I've been separate from the family is being 15 days, and by day number 10, I was about to call the airline and change the ticket to fly earlier. But I said, no, Yanko, be a man and last the whole 15 days. So I did. So now the next goal is a month. I don't know if I'm going to be able to last a month in Nicaragua. Not because I don't like Nicaragua. I love Nicaragua. Every time I go to Nicaragua and I get readjust, by the third day, it's like my cells recognize, Yanko, you're already in Nicaragua time, so do the best of it. When that happens, I go, you know what? I really like Nicaragua. I have to be careful of not secluding myself down in Nicaragua and not want to come back to Tampa. I have that feelings every once in a while, and the simple reason is that Nicaragua is a lot slower compared to the U.S., compared to Tampa. And you get used to that because you're a cigar smoker. You get used to that tranquility, that relaxation right away. In a sense that Nicaragua, it's 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. After 5 p.m. in Esteli, everything stops. Not even the traffic change. So everybody around you, they have a pretty relaxing way to enjoy life. And because of that energy around you is so relaxing, you also get relaxed to a point that when you come back in the States, the first day you jump on the car and you see traffic, you kind of in a defense mode, like watch out with that guy, watch out with this guy, because you don't see that much traffic in Nicaragua and Esteli, and because you're coming back pretty relaxing. And I believe that in the near future, in the near years to come, I will really get a good understanding of what is the meaning, what is the meaning for me as a professional in the tobacco industry of being around tobacco, being around people making cigars, how it impacts my thinking, my brain, how it makes me feel so comfortable that when I'm coming back to the US and I know I'm not going to see the cigar rollers, I know I'm not going to see tobacco in the bales, selecting. Gracias, amor. I know that I'm going to be away from that mojo, that manufacturing stage. I come here, I come back, and I go, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it. And it's a battle. It's a battle because I haven't been in Nicaragua for such a long time that I feel, God, I already had enough. Let me go back to Tampa. I haven't had that chance. I can tell you that after 15 days down there, I do miss my kids. I do miss my family. But I believe, and we have planned to do it, but I believe that next year I'm moving my family to Nicaragua for a whole year, and I have to really check myself of just not staying in Nicaragua and forgetting about Tampa. I would never do that, but I would check myself. How do I feel being in the roots, being in the place of source that I really enjoyed? How difficult it's going to be to disconnect and come back to Tampa, and who knows how empty I will feel coming back to Tampa and not exposed to the manufacturing size. I will try to keep myself as busy as I can in Tampa by meeting with my clients, flying out around the state, visiting retailers, so I can keep my mind busy, opening all the shops, because the amount of exposure, the amount of work that I'm going to be having in Nicaragua for that entire year, it will be difficult to duplicate coming back right here to the U.S. And if some of you guys have experienced something like that, please share and give me an idea how you can cope with that change of feelings of being really hands-on in Nicaragua with so many people around you working, doing an amazing job, and then coming here to the U.S. and everything a lot slower, a lot more simple. Because if I was going to Nicaragua, exposed to manufacturing, come back to here to Tampa, and I have 10 good cigar rollers making cigars, well, I wouldn't miss as much Nicaragua because I'm exposed here also to manufacturing, but that's not the case. That's not the case anymore. I drive by some of the other shops right here in Ybor City, and I'm curious. I pick through the window, and I see a lot of new cigar rollers on 2 shops here. And I go, wow, I'm glad that they have 1 cigar shop. Sometimes you see 6 cigar rollers. The other cigar shop, 4 cigar rollers. And I ask myself, well, why they're not getting to Tabanero? Why they're not looking for work in Tabanero? And I guess it's because of the reputation that we have gained in this industry, that we're not really here for a show. We're really here to make fine cigars. And we are really strict. And these people coming new to the country, they're not really used to a lot of rules when it comes to the place of work. They got a lot of rules in Cuba, but when it comes to the place of work, it's pretty relaxing. You can do whatever you want in the place of work in Cuba. When they come to a capitalist system and to operations that really believe in what they're doing, their colleagues already tell them, not even waste your time going to Tabanero because you'll be fired in a week. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay that they respect what I'm doing. I want to give a good shout out to Raymond Pages, Tabacalera Pages. They've been going through some growing pains in the business. Many of us are exposed in our beginnings. They've been going through growing pains. and I always tell him there's no other way. If you keep the baby inside of the crib afraid that he's gonna bump his head or he's gonna break a leg, he will never learn to walk. He's gonna go through some pain for that to happen, but it will be okay. That's a growing pain in business that you gotta go through. Oof. Oof, oof. It's almost like dark chocolate, this Taba brewed Cuban espresso. I'm almost done with a Torpedo, big Torpedo Connecticut wrapper. It's a mild cigar. As you can see, I'm almost done. I'm able to smoke that 60 gauge because it's mild and it has a lot of Graham crackers taste, tones. It has a lot of creamy flavor because of the U.S. Connecticut, the Jalapa. And it's a pretty pleasant cigar for me, beginning of the day. And a lot of my customers are in love with it. You know, tall guys, big guys, that this big Torpedo is 60 gauge by 6.5. It will be for them, it will equivalent to them, the same as for me a Robusto or Toro. So we did it for that purpose, and people are in love with it. Torpedo, the Torpedo, big Torpedo Connecticut, and the Big Daddy Connecticut. They love it. They love it. And I do too. And I do too. And I see myself doing more of the Torpedo because it's easier for me to hold her in my mouth. So I believe it's time to celebrate. This morning, Sunday, I wake up, I was feeling great. The wife did some papas rellenas. My grandma has made papas rellenas for, I don't know, a month ago, and they were frozen, and my wife deep fried the papas rellenas. And my grandma did such a great job. She put the ground beef inside, put a little bit of cheese, and then did the nice small papas rellenas. Woo! I had, I don't know, like 6. I went over, and I was feeling so good, you know, my stomach was happy, and I said, wow, it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. I even sent a voice note to Raymond Pages. I said, brother, good morning. I hope you're feeling better. He got a little bit sick because of all the stress that he's been exposed for the last 2 weeks of things that are going on, you know, in the factory. Regular things that happen in a cigar factory, but because he's new, it's been putting a lot of stress on him. And every time I see him so stressed like that, I said, well, just be careful, because after you put your body and your mind to so much stress, you know how the body will react. And it usually happens like that. So I said, hey, these last 2 weeks has been the after effect of Vegas, and many great things that happen in Vegas, we haven't been able to celebrate together because, you know, you've been pretty busy with what's going on in the factory. So he said, you know what, brother, you're right. We need to sit down and really pay attention of the beautiful things that have happened to the brand and even to the factory, because every time I was interviewing Vegas, I will always be honest, transparent about Raymond Pages, Tabacalera of Nicaragua. Everybody that will ask, I'll say no. We're only doing a few cigars we're still selling a few cigars in Tampa that were made in Tampa. We're not manufacturing at this moment in Tampa. I'm looking for a couple of cigar rollers to, by the end of the summer, we don't really need it now, to go ahead and expose myself, my clients to manufacturing. I will never stop manufacturing cigars in Tampa. But everyone in the interviews I got from Cigar Dojo, Half Wheel, and two other more, I said I'm manufacturing with Pages, Tabacalera, Pajes of Nicaragua. I always mention him. And we talked about this prior to Vegas. We said, you imagine the days that we start scratching the surface in a sense of bloggers, people knowing in the industry, they want to know a little bit about us because of the work that we're doing, because we took the the chance to go to Vegas, that would be nice to see our names, to see the brand, to see Tabacalera pages on these big blogs. And it happened, and we're being so into other things that we haven't celebrated. And something that I learned in business is the only way to keep attracting good things to your business, to your life, is to spend some time to celebrate. So this morning I was looking at the sky. Again, I didn't get to smoke a cigar outside. I only drink my coffee by the water, by the lake, because it was so hot. And I said, I don't think I will last an hour smoking here outside. But I took that time when I was drinking my coffee to celebrate. It was a dream. It was a dream for me. I even talked to Patrick from Half Wheel many times. Patrick, I wish, someday I get ready for wholesale to expose the brand to the rest of the country, the rest of the world. As a boutique, as a really small batch boutique, and I can't wait to see my name, my brand name in your blogs to share with your clientele. And it happened. This year it happened, and I'm really happy. I'm still celebrating, and every time I see any news from Half Wheel coming into my inbox, even if it's not about us, every time I see the word Half Wheel, I will celebrate. What of a big achievement to be in their viewers' eyes, thanks to Patrick, thanks to Half Wheel. Thank you very much. That means the world to me, that I'm a tobacconist, I'm a professional in this industry. I can say for the first time in my life that I'm a tobacconist professional. I really enjoy what I do. I have good amount of knowledge to keep guiding this brand to more success, because we're already successful. And yes, it's hard to get to this point of success, but it's even harder to stay here. So the work right now is to stay here. And what I mean by stay here is not running out of cigars, because an abrupt growing, because a really fast growing and running out of cigars. That's one of the big mistakes that I've seen with boutique cigars. They're pretty successful, but they concentrate so much on selling. They run out of cigars. By the time the new batch is done, they rush it to put it on the client's hand, and it's not the same aging. And even if it's the same cigar, it doesn't have the same aging, so the cigar will never taste the same. And it's not the same way to tell your cigar rollers, to tell your production, okay, we're gonna work on this, we want it like this, and when they ask, how fast you want it? I'm not in a rush. Take your time and do it right. Now, when you change that sequence, when you change that energy, and you go to your cigar rollers, you go to your manufacturer and say, how fast can you have it? I need it in a month. Can you get it done in a month? Everything changed there, because now they start putting pressure on the cigar roller, they start putting pressure on the tobacco selection, and things will never come out the same. I'd rather have my cigars done in a relaxing environment. This is a handmade product. It's a brain behind those hands working on those cigars. So the more relaxing, the more stress-free they can work on those cigars, a better energy, a better product it will be transferred to you guys. So we have to learn and grow in a sense of keeping what we have in the best condition, and there's always room to get better, working on getting better. We're not about numbers. We went to Vegas. We got 5 stores in Vegas, 3 stores when we came back from Vegas. I believe, I have the feeling that because of that presence on Vegas, that investment that we did in Vegas, by the end of this year, we will be between 15 to 25 stores because of the visit to Vegas. If we surpass that, I will share with you guys on a Sunday Live. If we are short, I will share with you guys. But the people that I have talked to, they go to this type of trade shows, they all have something, they all mention something in common. They say that you have to be in front of the clients on those trade shows at least 3 times. 3 times. So they can kind of register, so they can see that you are really serious about it. And then they will approach you and say, hey, I've been seeing you here a couple of times. I heard things about you. I've been watching you on social media. Let's do business. Things like that happen on the first time. On the first time we went to Vegas, things like that happen. Imagine when we go for the second time and the third time. So we are definitely committed to do it for the rest of my life, to keep going to the PCA. If they change the name, fine. If they change the organization, fine. But we will keep going once a year to that big trade show. We missed the TPE. I think it's TPE. We missed that one. I believe everything happened for a reason. I think it was kind of premature when we thought about it, which is going to happen in January. There was no space. So we're in a waiting list for 2024. So in 2024, hopefully we will go to Vegas on January and also in July. So 2 shows a year. People have been telling me that I got to go, Dallas, that I got to go to Houston, that I got to go to, all trade shows in the country to push the brand. I said, nah, I don't have to go all those. I will commit with 2 a year, and that's about it. I don't have 10 million cigars that I need to move by next year. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So 2 trade shows, that's enough. That's enough for me. And keep doing the great job that we do on social media, exposing the brand. I'm not in a rush. That's something that I talked to Raymond in the beginning. I said, if you're looking for a guy to do 5 million cigars a year, that's not me. That's not me. I want to keep it small. When we get to 100 retailers around the United States, 50 to 100 retailers around the United States, and at least 5 Casa Tabaneros that will be managed by us, that's it. I'm already preparing myself on other industries. So when that time comes that we already grow to a point that we're having fun, that a lot of people making a living, and I say, you know what, that's it, we're good, let's stop right here. The same way Padron has done it, the same way Carlito Arturo Fuentes was doing it. I think Carlito now wants to go to Nicaragua and keep growing. So be it. In my mind, and let's see when I get there, because I can give my opinion, say something about it. When I get there, who knows? I'm 43 years old. I'll be 44 right now in August. So let's see when I get there. But in my mind, I thought forever the Arturo Fuentes was going to stay the size that he is in Dominican Republic. The Padron will stay like that for the rest of the brand, because it works perfectly. From my eyes, from the outside, it works perfectly. There are family-owned factories, brands. That's it. Keep it like that. Don't. Why the growing? Keep it like that. Keep having fun. Keep enjoying life. That's my mindset. I'm working on the packaging industry. I'm learning. I've learned a lot in the last 6 years, getting myself ready to venture on the packaging. I love tobacco, I love wood, I love to be in touch with nature. So we're working on getting our box shop, our Nicaragua box shop, up and running, because that energy that I have as still a young individual, I am able to keep a balance between family, my cigar brand, and now the box shop. I don't want to push too much the cigar size, because I'm hungry, I'm still bored, I want to do more. No. Let's go ahead and balance that energy between family, the cigars, and the box shop. I have to challenge myself all the time. It's the only way I perform. It's the only way I feel good, I feel vibrant, I feel alive, challenging myself. And I don't want to challenge myself by growing the brand, to go, wow, I'm pretty big. No. No, I think my cigars are spectacular, and I want to keep it like that. We'll see when we get to 1 million cigars a year, 1.5, if I stay there or I keep growing. But so far, in my mind, 1 million, 1.5, that's enough for what I have accomplished in the Tabanero brand. I've been offered to do something with Cigar Page. It's not surprise when they were visiting Raymond Pages, and I got to know the guys, and I mentioned, and then they came back and they said, are you for real about doing something with us? I said, not with my brand, not with my brand. I will do a brand especially for you guys, and we test the water for you guys. And in my mind, I'm asking myself, are you doing this because you want to grow, you want to be big? I said, no, I'm doing it because I really admire what the internet gurus have done with online sales, which is definitely, on the other hand, has killed many opportunities for small shops, because there's no secret that the small shops have become more of an experience than really retail. I believe big majority of people, when they think of buying cigar for home, they buy it online. So when they go to the little cigar shop, they just smoke the cigar there in air conditioning and probably take one or two home. But the vast amount of cigars sold for home, I believe, is in the internet. So I wind up kind of want to leave my footprint also on that industry. I'm doing it. I have a wholesale website and a retail website, and I would like to test the water to do some business with a big online presence, just to see what is the effect on the brand. I want to always keep that demand for the brand, and I believe that doing business, a little bit of business with them, and not let them drive me, tell them this is what it's about for this year. Oh, it worked out beautiful, this and that. Okay, we'll do that a little bit for next year and then the next year. But don't let them drive me of saying, well, now we want your Robusto. Now we want the Maceda. No. If it gets to that point, we stop. We don't continue. So that's something that is keeping balance, the things that I want to experiment and do. Probably someone who's been in the industry 30 years is listening to me and laughing and saying, we'll see. I know, we'll see. 7 years ago, I thought that my business was just going to be this little corner. And life has surprised me. But I need to make sure that in all this growing, I'm having fun. I don't want to be stressed because of numbers and because I got people calling me, Yanko, where's my order? Yanko, you behind? No, we got to be really careful not to get there. In Vegas, I talked to other brand team members, not the owners, team members, and they share with me a lot of people in the industry right now is going through that pain of hiding from customers, of hiding from emails, because everybody's asking, where's my order, and they can't really say, your order is here, your order is going to be ready next month. There was a big manufacturer from the Dominican Republic, 2 spaces on my left, someone that I really, really admire. And one of the buyers came to us. He was really surprised, how being the first time we have such a beautiful presence, thanks to Karen Lozano and James Collin, because they did an excellent job putting all that together. And the guy said, yeah, I just placed an order with so-and-so, I'm not going to mention names, that I know I will never get that order. So they took his order for a vast amount of cigars, but he knows he will never get that order. Do I want to become that person? No. Do I want to become that brand? No, I don't want to become that brand. So thanks to life, thanks to my beautiful family, thanks to my team members, I have such a level of fulfillment that I analyze myself, I stop time, reflect on life, and I realize that I'm really having a good time. So let's try to keep it like that. Let's try to keep it like that in a sense of The things that I thought they would fulfill my life, I realized that no, really who gives me fulfillment, it is every time we celebrate the little achievements, every time I go home and my kids start running, daddy, daddy, and they compete to see who's the first who's going to get to me. My wife, so patient, always there for me. Those are the things that fulfill my life. You know, my team members here, that I don't even have to speak. They already know how I'm thinking. Those are the things that fulfill my life. The big yacht, the island in the Caribbean, the Ferrari, the Lamborghini. It was it was gonna be a trophy when I don't know, 70 years old and I don't know what to do with the money. I will buy a Ferrari to put it on my living room just to look at it, because I don't think I'm going to be able to fit on that little thing. And that's why I told my son, don't be sad about time that has passed by, because you're gonna find in your life, in your future life, that it's not about how much time, free time you got, it's the little bit of time that you're gonna spend with your wife or your family to be a time to remember, to build experiences that next year you will go, are we going to do this summer again? So it's the quality of the time that you're going to spend, not how much time you're going to spend or how much you're going to have. So back to keeping balance, That's why we're working, I know myself, and that's why I'm working on the box shop. Because through the box shop, I'm going to build so many beautiful relations that I already tried, I already tasted right here on the cigar industry. Now I'm going to duplicate the same experiences that make me feel alive, vibrant with the customers that I'm going to be meeting, the people that I'm going to service through the box shop. And the box shop, it can grow. It can grow a lot, because in the cigar industry, I said, you know what? I feel that how I fit here in the cigar industry, it's on blending, designing, creating brands that that will really affect people's life, change people's life, creating brands that different individuals will identify with the brand. That's where I fit in. I have a crazy imagination and a really developed palate. When it comes to the manufacturing, taking care of a factory making cigars, God has put Raymond Pages on my journey. So we work with him and we leave him to take care of that part. Okay? Because here in the US, to keep growing, to do 1 million cigars, 1.5 million in here in the US, it is impossible. It is impossible. There's no way to do 1 million cigars, as we grow right here in the US. So I said, well, I'm not moving 100% to Nicaragua to start my production of tobacco. I need to find someone that really have love for this industry, the same as me. And God knows that it was such a deep desire that he put Raymond Pages on my journey. So cigars, taking care of it. Now boxes, the quality control on boxes, based on my experience, it's a lot more easier than cigars. There's many things to go wrong on cigars. On a box, it's visual. It's just visual. It's just a machine that it repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. And a few guys or women, they just glue the box together. That's it. And get creative every year of different ways to do it, put them together. So that operation, I believe I can grow it. I can grow it to a point that it will be wild, that it will surprise me. So we're going to start growing the box operation to service many people that are going crazy with packaging of the cigars, to create more employment opportunities for people in Nicaragua, and to have fun, to challenge myself. I need to stay alive, to stay vibrant, to challenge myself, and celebrate, because when that shipping container got to Nicaragua with all the tools that I think I need, and I just got news that July 27, the container bringing the laser machine just arrived to Puerto Corinto, Nicaragua. I'm like this to start setting up my shop. So let's celebrate that. Let's celebrate that. I'm just waiting on Nicaragua to say yes. The shipping container number 4, number 3, it has the laser machine. It's going to take about a week and a half to do all the paperwork. And I'm changing my ticket because I bought a ticket, open ticket that I can change the date, and flying to Nicaragua and start putting that box shop together. Putting that box shop together, I think it will be at least 2 visits to Nicaragua. 2 visits to Nicaragua. But I have to celebrate. I have to celebrate. I thank God for the amount of exposure that we got in Vegas. I thank God because Half Wheel, Cigar Dojo. Cigar Dojo probably not even know who we were, or at least probably someone in the organization. But this time we had an interview from Cigar Dojo. So I'm thankful. I'm vibrant. I'm really happy. I'm really enjoying this journey. I don't have a destination point. I swear to God that years ago, many years ago, I totally understood that every time I had a destination point and I will get there and I will rush it to get there, I will go, well, I'm here. What do I do next? Because I need to keep that challenge. So I said, you know what? Now that you discover there's not really a place that you're going, try to be more careful on rushing and stressing about time. Try to enjoy it more because you're not really going anywhere. You're just building little by little, and for your entire life, that's what you enjoy, building. So not having really a destination, I'm more aware of the moment. I'm more aware of that blue sky, the green grass around my house, the beautiful home I have, the beautiful family I have. And I think I encourage you too, every time you light up a cigar, to reflect on that. To reflect on that, there's not a destination point. It's a journey. It's a journey. And if you watching this means that you smoke cigars or you're really thinking into it, so please take some time to be aware of the moment and be thankful. Be thankful. People say, and some of us in our beginnings when we are young, we go, It gets to a point in your life that you go, wow, there's many things for me to be thankful. Guys, thank you very much, because I believe that when I'm doing my assessment of many things to be thankful, and a big percentage of being thankful is that I get the opportunity to serve amazing individuals like you guys, my clients, the people who follow me, the people has made this possible. Thank you very much for all the support. Thank you for allowing myself to grow with you guys, little by little, making mistakes, making it better. Every time we make a mistake, we make sure to get back to you and make it right. So thank you for allowing me to grow as a brand with your support. And like I always say, because we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, we can reflect on life. And usually when you reflect on life, you don't go back to the past, you start planning the future. Thank you very much, and we are here to serve you guys. That's our purpose, with the best of us, and I will see you next Sunday.